folks, and welcome to my channel. So it's Thursday again, and it's time for one of those videos again where we look at some of the things that have been happening on the world stage within the past week. Now, at the time of filming, which is 13th of March 2025, and it is 12:59 p.m. GMT time. There's a lot happening. I'm gonna have to do some Googling during this because literally minute by minute things are changing, new things are coming in. I don't want to lose track of things. I've got my phone ready. I've got my list ready. So in this reading, and we may go off onto other subject areas, I want to look at Kier Starmer, and I wanted to look at this thing with the disability payments. But also as well, since that came through, there's also now he is disbanding NHS England. I want to look at the Pope. I want to look at Trump and the trade war and Royals and the Commonwealth Service. And in between, we'll see what else wants to come up. So, God, sit back, relax. This may take some time. Let's start off just looking at Kier Starmer. So show me some cards for Kier Starmer. Sir Kier Starmer, Prime Minister of England. Please show me Sir Kier Starmer at this time. Show me his energy. Sir Kier Starmer. Okay, so judgment, exposure. We've got the Two of Cups at the bottom. Before I go any further, two things. Please bear with me. Oh, I thought I chipped a nail then. No, it was just a light. Please bear with me. I got a little download this morning and it was, what if all of the politicians that we are triggered with right now, this minute, are actually angels here to collapse the systems of which are keeping us enslaved? Forget the bodysuits they've got on, forget the characters, the names. I'm hearing that those are just the disguises that they've got on. What if that the very people that were at the minute are actually here to dismantle it all? The truth is, where we are now, and I'm doing this right in the middle of a full moon and eclipse energy, is the world, the energies are going to push us to an extreme, to an extent, to break us, bear with me, for us to make a change. So everything that we knew, and many of us have been on this path a while, but you're always on it, and you know what I mean? Things are always coming in to test you, break you, etc., for you to grow, is here to help us to wake up to ourselves spiritually. So if we can change the scary characters and actually look at them as people that are here to smash and dismantle everything which has been keeping us enslaved, changes the game. And I'm bringing that up now because we've got judgment. Also, as well, I just after my lunch today, I tuned into the energies because the energy actually feels quite today. It's sunny and then it goes dull, then it goes bright, and then it goes dull, then it goes bright. But I heard the words, everything's fine, everything's as it should be, there's no fear. There's no fear, there's nothing to fear. Everything is where it's meant to be right now. So, let's get back to the reading. Judgment. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Let me just make some space on this very small desk that I've got. I'll pull them first and then I'll read them properly. We've got the Star in reverse. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Lovers. This is for Kier Starmer. We've got the Tower. We've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Right. Let me just do a... I was asked to use this deck as well, and I don't know why, but anyway, it's Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. So let's pull a card. Sir Kier Starmer, Sir Kier Starmer, Sir Kier Starmer. So this is for his energy now. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held, trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay, see what I mean? I don't know why I'm meant to use this deck, but I'm meant to use it. Anyway. Time's tuning into it. You see, look at that. Look at that. That's how they've been laid out on my desk. We've got the judgment, we've got the, sorry, I have to cover that. Oh, and that, because we've got Rudy bits on them, but you can see what cards they are. We've got the judgment, we've got the exposure energy in order to bring about what we know is the new earth energy, the new frequency that wants to come onto the planet. Also, as well, there's something here about health. We know that I'm going to come to a proper read on that in a minute. Um, he's here to give us a reality check of everything that we've been taking advantage of or thinking is going to be around forever. I do Excel in front of me. That's interesting. I went to pick my deck up, but I've left the Magician and the Five of Swords on my table. Five of Cups in reverse clarifier. You know, not Five of Cups, apologies. It's the Knight of Cups. What's Five of Cups? What's the Five of Cups? I can't remember what the Five of Cups is. My mind's gone blank. Five of Cups is the lost card, isn't it? Five of Cups is the lot. Let me get it up for you. Sorry. Bear with me. I did say this reading was going to be all over the place. The energies are all over the place, so the reading is going to be all over the place. It is what it is. Five of Cups, where are you? Oops. And it has come out in reverse. So the Knight of Cups, the man on the horse, when it's upright, is about your wish coming true. The Page of Cups, it's like manifesting your wishful dreams and all of that. When the Knight of Pentacles comes in, it's the first day, it's the marriage proposal, it's the you've got the job type energy. This, how he's behaving, is many people's worst nightmares. I was having a discussion this morning with my husband, and I was like, I don't really want to do this reading about Kier Starmer because I know feelings are reaching fiery point. People are very with some of this, but I'm going there. What if these leaders that coming in that seem to be taking everything from us is actually a way back home to us, where if we can't look to the state for something, then we have to look within. This is going to bring triggers up. If it does, a trigger is fine because a trigger is something that needs to come up for you to see something. We all get triggered. I get triggered. And I think that they should change the word trigger because it's been weaponized. Oh, she's triggered. But actually, trigger is part of healing. To feel that, it's just that we're not taught how to deal with triggers. We just blast off. But he's aware that everything it seems that he's doing is going to get a kickback, but he's got to, in his head, he's got to stand firm. There's also something here about his emotional well-being. Feeling the pressure. There's the physical aspect that all is not as it seems, and there's this energetic aspect. You know, I keep saying it, when you get lemons, make lemonade. When they give you lemons, make lemonade. He's deeply unhappy in his role as Prime Minister, deeply unhappy. He knows that he's not running the show. I mean, that card in itself says everything he needs a good holiday. I think they all do. Rest, replenishment, etc., etc. So let's not spend too long in his energy because that's not a wise thing to do, is it? Right, let's read on this disability cuts, allegedly, that they're going to be making. So let's have some cards on the disability payment cuts. Right, King of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Three of Cups in reverse. We'll do what we'll do before. We'll pull them first and then I'll read them. Illusion, Four of Wands in reverse. World in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. I cannot make this up. Ace of Cups. Oh, I swear to God. Eight of Wands. Sorry. Eight of Wands is moving forward, by the way. I love how I'm not actually pulling cards, but talking about them. I love that. Maybe this is a new way of reading that you pull cards but also say cards. Eight of Swords is about freedom. But they overwhelm. One more card and the burden I'm going to keep pulling because I need to balance my grid out. Six of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, right, get your trigger warnings on. There are many people in our world that need or feel that they need assistance and help. Um, but there's also many people that don't realize their own power and their own strength. When we look at health and well-being and disability from a holistic point of view, and I know this because I've done this myself with other things that I've got going, well, had going on. Um, the Matrix will say I have got them going on, but energetically I haven't, if that makes sense. Is as we transition into new earth energies, so a change in frequency, we are going to have to look after our health and well-being. Please don't run at me. If you do run at me, it's fine. It's more about people that run at me than it does about me. Because I know I'm giving this message from my heart. No, Kier Starmer possibly hasn't sat in his chair and gone, I think people need to be empowered. And I care about, but I don't want people being dependent on the state. He may have done. He may have done. I may be being harsh to him then. Give him the benefit of the doubt. I want people to find ways of making money, find ways of standing on their own 2 feet, to work together as communities. I'm really, really not. This is me. This isn't him saying really sorry. This is me. I'm really sorry. But listen, we are going through times where we are going to be broken, be it personally, mentally, financially, whatever. In order for us to wake up to our strength. And this is going to be one of those moments. Because look at this. Do you want to spend your life like this? I'm being shown Stephen Hawkins now. I know that can be a triggering because it's question mark. I get that. But I'm being shown people like Stephen Hawkins that have been able to make a life for themselves. And as we go into these new, this is a very difficult message. I know some people get it, but I know this is also a trigger for people. As we go into, I've got 1313 on my phone. I'm supported. As we go through these new transitions, we are going to have some reality checks, some big, painful reality checks. And like myself, people like myself, and many of you that watch me have been having these reality checks since 2012. Nervous breakdowns, health issues, mental health issues, trauma, abuse, financial issues. I mean, I nearly faced bankruptcy, everything, medical issues, infertility issues, relation issues, you name it, issues, we've had them. And many people that have been on this path will tell you this is going to keep running until people can realize their strength. And it is a difficult one. It's one I didn't want to read on, but actually, F that. We shouldn't, I can't come onto this channel and not want to read on something because I kick back because that's not good. But that's my feeling. My feeling is, let me take some guidance from Spirit of what to tell people that are feeling it at the minute. Right. Okay. The wish. Remember how it came through like that on the last read we did? This is about making our own wishes. Um, so take it away from disability benefits, take it into all benefits that we get. I grew up on a council estate for predominantly most of my childhood, as some of you will know, and I remember coming across many, predominantly women, that would not go into work because they got trapped with the benefit system. They wouldn't go in. I remember one woman, what was she? She was what I used to call my catalogue lady. She'd lend me the catalogue, and anyway, I'd buy stuff out of it and give her the money, etc. Is that possibly illegal? Anyway, I don't do it now. And I remember saying, "Oh, I've seen a right job. I'd love a job." And I saw, you should go for it. She'd kept a good life, looked after a son. She was a single parent. And I said, "You should go for it." He was getting older. He was going to high school. She's like, "I can't." I said, "Why? What's putting you off?" I didn't do this job by then. I was dental nurse when I was having this conversation. I lose my benefits. And I remember at the time, I didn't know about energy then, but I remember my stomach just sunk for it. It's like, and I thought, but what if she did it? Now, so that was the woman at the top of my street. The woman at the bottom of my street, when she moved in, she was a young 18-year-old girl who was in an extremely abusive relationship, and he used to beat her up. And she had nothing. She moved into this house with two kids and a very abusive marriage. Well, no, it wasn't marriage, it was a relationship. Anyway, she became my hairdresser, and we used to talk about all kinds of things, all kinds of aspects of life. And I remember us, she was doing course after course after course after course after course. Total night and day to the lady at the top. And I said, I said, everything, nails, makeup, hair, dyeing, all kinds of things, perming courses. I said, and she was seeing client after client after client. She were at college during the day. She were bringing her kids up, and she brought them up well. She looked after her house. She kept it clean. She had meals on it. She was an inspiration. She was working in an evening. She was started doing driving lessons. And I said, you're doing a lot here. Why are you doing it all? Tell me. And she said, because I want to get off this estate. Because I want to get out into the world. I want my kids to see that, yes, through various issues, I ended up as a single parent, but I want out. And she worked her socks. She said, I don't want to get trapped in the benefit system. And she worked her socks off. And the last time I knew of her, she'd moved out. She'd got her own car. She'd got a mortgage. She'd got rid of Mr. Beater Upper. She'd opened her own salon. She's now Miss Moneybags. And she's married to a rich man. And she's, the last time I knew, flying high. And it's like when she was placed into rock bottom, she went into that energy of, I am going to get out of here. I don't care if they cut me benefits, I'm going to get, and she did. So that's what I'm trying to say with that, if that makes sense. So let's have a card for this question, the Oracle deck. Mm. The crumbling, what are you clinging on to? This is the old systems. We got benefits for we got benefits for this. We could, you know, not look after our diet, go to the doctor, get a tablet, whatever, and we'd roll out. And mine case to roll out, roll out, etc. And that would it. We didn't have to think about diet, food, exercise, mental health, energy, all of that. But that world is going, and this is coming forward. And the thing is that the ones that are here now are the ones that are having to go through the crumbling. Humans are going through the crumbling, and the systems are going through the crumbling. In a temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. So, tuning into the portal of your heart, being very mindful of what you say going through this. I do cringe when people say the words cost of living crisis. I know that there is an aspect of one out there in the 3D density. I'm sorry, it's in the three. It's not in the 4D. It's not in the 5D. It's in the 3D matrix. Is the cost of living crisis? I know that there is that, but words are spells. That's why I get frustrated when people say my anxiety, my depression, my infertility, my poverty, I can't afford that. We're going to have to be careful of what we say going through this. And this is about going into your heart and letting this play out and looking at the areas in your life when where you can go in and check in with yourself because the illusion's over. It's all been an illusion. It's all kept us tied to the state. It's been an illusion and it's going. The party's over. That party's over. The end of the world as we know it. As I'm saying that, you can't hear this on the mic, but it's literally belting down. The old structures are falling because they are not really a burden. You have not got freedom. You have not got freedom. But what is wanting to come in is where we do look after ourselves. Heart centered consciousness, going with the flow and the release of humanity. What's on my not Trump? God, there's something else I wanted to look at with Kier Starmer. Oh yeah, NHS England. That came through on my phone today, and I was like, "Oh, God, he's closed the NHS." And I know we're near to Mercury retrograde, but I had to read that thing that came on my phone 5 times to realise that he wasn't closing the NHS down. Because I was like, "Oh God, it's at NHS England," and he says in a statement, he being steer calmer, steer calmer, stay calm. Keir Starmer. Change his name. Stay calm. Keir, Keir Starmer said that he's doing it allegedly from his point of view so that they have more money to spend on the National Health Service on more. That's interesting as well. The chariot is like that in my deck sticking out, which is about moving forward. He says that he's doing it to spend less money on that and more money on the actual NHS. His words, not mine. So let's read on this then. Closing of NHS England. Closing of NHS England. Oops. Closing of NHS England. Closing of NHS. Ooh. The past. Something passed down. Money. Not enough money. The Empress at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Something coming up to harvest. That we haven't got enough money for it. Wishes that can't be fulfilled. Yeah. There's not. It really feels like there is not enough money in the pot. That I'm seeing now there's a woman called Vivian Nicholson. I think she won the polls in the 60s. Some of you may not know her, but she had a famous catchphrase which was spend, spend, spend. She was a woman from Wakefield. She again lived in poverty, won the polls and spend, spend, spend. And I'm seeing that spend, spend, spend. We've spent, 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 spent. Um, happy ever after, the cups, having to think about where we go forward, the clearing, the tower. The King of Cups. I'm hearing the words, sometimes we have to be cruel to be kind. My guides are giving me the words cruel to be kind. Wrong type of words, aren't they? Got to be cruel to be kind, but tough love to find our strength. We've got the lovers, Garden of Eden type energy. Three of swords. That's heartbreak. Never done a reading like this ever where I've started mentioning cards that are not even there. Three of Pentacles, which is it's not working. NHS England is not working. Um, there's not enough money for it. There's not enough resources for it. It's swallowing money. There's also people within it, higher ups, that are using it for their own advantage. Because it become a burden. He's having to streamline a lot of things because a lot of things just don't fit to where we are. Um, it's also about moving people around. Ace of Cups in reverse. Restrictions in reverse. One more card and an overwhelm. Again, it's something that's outdated. Card for NHS England going. Card for NHS England going. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust your path. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seed in the light, laying foundations, divine plan. This is a divine plan. If I said to you, everything you're hearing on the news, if I said to you, I promise you, you're going to be supported. You've just got to go within and create. You can get through this. But what's happening is many people are seeing, trade wars, all of this, pensions and NHS England going and all of this and the benefits, and they're going into fit, especially if they need or they feel they need that. When in actual fact, what I'm saying is this is a moment to rise. Um, Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to rise up. And this is also a portal. And there's no coincidence that it's happening round about the full moon. Hope that helps. The kind of both readings bounce off each other. Just I just keep getting the same vibe. There's an energy here of being able to come back to simpler times. Where we look at our health from a more holistic point of view. I know I'm not a science basher. I live with one for now until he comes onto this volley. But there's a holistic energy needed on the planet. There's an holistic energy, and we need to be looking at our lives more holistically. We're realizing now that humanity is broken. We're not living in tune with the seasons. We're not living in tune with energy. We're not living in tune with our ancestors. We're consumers. We're overspending. We're overworking. We're overindulging. We're effing ourselves up, and it has to stop. And one generation at some point was going to be hit with all of this. And imagine if, at a higher level, you were one of the ones that said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm strong enough to go to Earth to face all of this because I'm a creator. And now you're believing that you're not a creator. Anyway, for something a little bit easier, let's go read on Mr. Donald. No, we're not on Donald yet. Want Pope. Right, let's just Google the Pope. First thing that comes into mind with the Pope. Why did I say that? Don't you dare put up in the comments. The Pope. Where are we at with the Pope? What's going on with the Pope? Catholics pray for Pope's recovery to mark his 12th anniversary. So his health is still in the balance. So the Pope again is the representation of a big institution. So what is happening with the why? Oh, there was a flash on my screen then. That was weird. Give me some cards on the Pope and why this is happening. Give me some cards on the Pope. Give me some cards on why the Pope is. Ooh, interesting. What's gone on here? How many cards have we got? Right. We've got. Do I usually pull? I'm going to accept four. So the institution that is the Catholic Church. We've got the Three of Cups in reverse. The Page of Swords in reverse. The Star card is the new light that wants to come in. And the new wish that wants to come in. The new one, it's the same thing for him as well. David, I've told you, I've mentioned it on here, but I've been to the Vatican. Those of you that know the story know that I had the biggest panic attacks of my life. And at the time, well, it was 2015 actually, but I'd already had a period where I used to have extreme panic attacks. But when I say to you, from standing outside the doors to coming out, I was covered in sweat and couldn't breathe. Couldn't breathe. Oh. Um, I'll tell you the story because you'll be thinking, why did she go see Vatican when she had such a reaction? It was a gift off Gary. We'd only just met, and back then I was into churches and stuff and historic buildings, and he thought, and actually we thought it would be a nice thing to go see the Vatican. And back then when we went to it, once you're in it, you couldn't come out of it, and it was heaving. And literally, I was drenched in sweat. Couldn't breathe, even now thinking about it. And we got out, and I think how you went out back then, you went out through the Sistine Chapel, and I couldn't catch my breath. And then in the courtyard thing, I'm opening my legs right. That sounded bad, but you know where you go. Those of you in the medical industry will know that when you feel faint, you've got to put your head between your legs. I knew that, and that's how I was at the end of it, because I nearly hit the ground. And now I know why. I know I was like that. But yeah, so it's the going of the old because of it's a representation of a system that does not work anymore, of a system that used its power in wrong ways. If you know what I mean, there's question marks there in a lot of um, churches, schools, children's homes, etc. This new energy that comes in. Yes, I know he's an older man, but the going of the energy, the clear, the clearing up, things that were taken, um, the magician, the new magic that wants to come in, the new way of being, the new way of meditating, the new way of prayer. His health decline and his eventual death will be a symbolism of something that will be dying on the planet for something else to be seeded, the divine feminine, a gentler, more earthier way for all, where we reconnect to the old ways, where we reconnect to the earth. And we've got 1331. I'm on the ball today. It's not everyone's vision. It was a false vision. Um, this reminds me of the old, what is it? What's his name? Thomas Wolsey. Was it Thomas Wolsey? Why did I say that when it was actually Thomas Cromwell I'm thinking of? You know what I mean? The fact that they misused the power. This is a manifester. So when he's manifesting like that, he's manifesting something good. He's got the world in his hands, but they were manifesting something that wasn't for them. For for them, I don't know. God, words. Taking things, manifesting things that were not in alignment with the earth. And those days are over. It's an end. It's been stopped in its tracks. Final card. It's the old guard going. But there again, there is this element of aspects still and people that still want to hold on to it. One more card, sod it. Yeah, we're in this transitional period where it's all very illusionary. So that were old Pope that we've read on. I'll pull a card for us, 1333. See what I mean? Angel numbers bouncing at us all the time during this reading. This is spirit just telling me that it's all right, Claire. Um, Pope's death for us. Pope's death, symbol for humanity. Pope's death, symbol for humanity. Pope's health and death. Yes. Just no, I won't say yes. I would say the card is yes. Break the chain, ancestral patterns healing and rewriting the future. That's interesting. I'm being shown there with that the cave where Jesus was. But I got a message of the Bible was more about women, but women were eradicated. Well, not eradicated, but downplayed. When actually there are more stories within the Bible, allegedly, according to the energy, that are more prominent than the stories of Jesus. So, example, the stories of Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, etc., and all of the different characters in there. Interesting. Because I'm also being told that Mother Mary, okay, and Mary Magdalene were hugely powerful healers, sorceresses apparently, um, and that many women had they could birth, for God's sake. Right, let's have a break from controversy and get on to the old Donald. I'm gonna have to. I can't keep up with Donald. I actually cannot keep up with. Let me just have a Google of him because it wasn't going to be about the trade war. But since I wrote my list yesterday about the trade war, there's been other stuff that's come up. He started selling cars on the forecourt of the White House. I'm joking, bless him. Um, he said that he wants to allegedly stop daylight saving time because the example is given is if your granny's dying and they put the clock, they turn the clock 1 hour forward, she dies quicker. Um, and there's that thing about him, Sir Isaac Newton, not Newton, anyway. So Trump, God, where are we with Trump? First thing that comes up about him, I'll read on it. Okay, here. Trump threatens 200% tariff on alcohol. He don't have a day off, does he? Look at his picture here. He's getting older. So I'll just stick to the trade war because what's this? Trump threatens again European wines and other alcohol. I swear to God, each each story starts. Trump threatens. I want it next one. Trump threatens. Next one. Trump threatens. Next one. Trump threatens. I'm not laughing. You've got to have a laugh to just break up the energy. Trump threatens. Trump steal. Europe expected. Right, so look at the trade wars. I say, look at the trade wars. Trump trade wars. What is Trump trade wars? Look at the trade wars. Give me some energy about the trade wars. Trade wars. Again, that is going to teach us about how we do trade. I'm seeing a lot of I'd call them Viking. If you've had a session with me, everything's Viking. But the old ways of traveling, the old big wooden boats and the much more simpler where trade comes more to the working man rather than the big corporations. I don't know if that's the energy I'm seeing is like the Viking energy, that type of era, or before that and after that, of those ancestors coming forward to teach us how to trade again. A lot of our ancestors want to teach us how to trade and how to look after ourselves, because the systems are collapsing. So trade wars, trade wars. Give me some cards on the trade wars. Wards. Trump threatens, Trump threatens, Trump threatens. I hope when he wakes up in the morning, and he's like, "Oh God, what's going to happen today?" I'm joking. I do know he's an angel, like the rest of them, like all of us. He's an angel. He's here to teach us something. Ace of Swords coming in. It fell out of the deck. Ace of Swords, the truth. This is the truth of the world that we are in now. This is also him making a stand in the world. We've got Eight of Wands moving things forward, change needed. Um, Also, as well, I'm feeling that, we don't realize how weakened we are as countries until we're in a trade war, when we realize that we depend on A, B, C, D, E for what we need. So this could be like, coming back to our own countries. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm not an economist, okay? Taking the piss. Um, on how to do new things. We're going to be required to do new things, be new versions of ourselves. It's clean. Well, he thinks he's cleaning up, but it's also taking. It's about. I've said this: the rich are having a last grab before they go, or before they shake their heads and sort themselves out. The high priestess is very illusionary, possibly distraction. Um, the past. Oops. Page of Pentacles, the Hermit, Betrayal, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. We'll do one more card. Two of Cups in reverse. So the trade war isn't just going to disappear. I'm hearing that trade was taken away from the simple, humble man of old and woman. It's come up like that, but I'm doing it like that so you can see it. You know, that's how we used to trade. It was a much more smaller operation, and it's been turned into something else. And again, this that we're going through will help to bring that in with the hermit. Um, I'm seeing Trump, and I'm seeing him like like a cannon fire, boom. But it's almost like he's just releasing this rage and anger. It feels that even his own family members are looking at him now, going, because it's almost like something's clicked, but not in a good way. All the old betrayals. He just wants to take everyone. He's just really angry. And the worrying thing is that he's making decision from a weakened state. So let's pull some cards for how this is going to happen. How this is going to transpire for the world long term. How is this going to transpire for the world long term? Victory and the wish and being able to trade better. Things will change. The Wheel of Fortune. Less money for the powers that were energy. Going from a more fulfilled way of being. Where the more people have the right type of power. Realizing that this is a structure that doesn't work. Do you realize what I'm saying when I say, yes, these characters are really triggering and it looks as though it's erratic and it is erratic, but the flip side is it's like, when you come home from work and you find out your partner's left you or cheated and you walk out and you leave them and you're devastated. But then 10 years later, you're with a new partner in a new home, whatever, in a new way of being, and you look back and you go, thank God that happened. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, yes, it's bad, but at a higher level, this is all going to bring in better stuff. We're just going to have to ride these waves. This is where your spiritual practice comes in. This is where your connection to spirit, connection to your ancient ancestors. This is where connection to your health and your well-being, getting our mental health sorted as much as we can. Um, Stepping out of fight or flight, stepping out of separation, you're blue, I'm red, etc. Stepping out of all of that. Stepping out of fear mongering. Yeah. Rising divine feminine, rising divine masculine, celebrations for all. Honestly, when I felt those ancient ancestors, the old, I don't know, Vikings way of doing things with the big, you know what I mean? God. That's what I felt, that it was taken from them. New Earth isn't going to be where we're working in big corporations and we're being slogged. We're going to be learning different, our children are going to be having a different form of education. We're going to be doing everything different, and it's going to be a gradual process and sometimes a very quick process. But we're going to have to let go of a lot of everything. Thank you. A lot of everything. Okay, I said a lot, they said everything. We're going to have to let go of everything. Um, in order to go forward. That's my gut feeling. It's easy to wake up on a morning and go, oh God. But actually, that's what it's all about. Letting go of the old. Trade wars, trade wars, trade wars, trade wars. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries and protection? Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. It's about calling back our power, cutting the cords to all that no longer serves us. And also, yeah, thinking about what we are buying and where it's coming from. I'm guilty as anybody. And, a lot of you know this, that I find it very easy to buy online. When really we should be thinking about smaller things. And, when we're getting gifts for people. I mean, I did it with my niece. She's 13, so I went off. I need to just dab my eyes. My eyes. Does the moon affect your eyes? It affects my eyes with water. Because it does pull the body, pulls the body, pulls the waters of the body. Took my niece out for her 13th and I took her for a nails doing. She's into that type of stuff. I took her to a local place. We went into a local centre and everything. So it's about trying to come local. And I know that's really hard because I live in a village, but we don't have village shops. Um, but yeah, it's thinking about not making do unmending because that can be a bit lack of abundance as well if it's not channeled correctly. But do you know what I mean? This is on trade. So the spotlight is on what we're buying, what we're selling. Interesting, right. Royals. Somewhat like. I'm joking. Let's go on to the Royals and the Commonwealth Service. So, Royals and the Commonwealth. How's the energy within the royal family? How would they all feel at the Commonwealth Service? Okay. Eight of Wands just flipped out in reverse. Feeling depleted. How did the Royals feel at the Commonwealth Service? How did the Royals feel? Hanged Man. What? Knight of Swords in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse. Very, very depleted. Very depleted. I'm going to come to a few aspects more with this reading. The Wish. The Emperor in reverse. So, is that the king? Is that the system itself, the monarchy itself? But whatever it is, it's in reverse. In reverse, Emperor can be an emperor that doesn't use his power wisely, but it can also be when we're weakened, we're feeling weakened. I want to say, I'll pull a few more cards. King in reverse. So, again, the king. So, there's something here about Charles, a vulnerability, a weakness, if that's a word, in relation to Charles. Three of Swords in reverse, heartbreak. The Star in reverse, and Victory in reverse. Right, we'll do one more. And oops, High Priestess in reverse. So, all is not well, all is not happy. Um, Feeling very discombobulated. One of the things I felt when I saw a few of them was, when you feel really tired and you got a face on because you feel tired, and then you put your smile on because you've got to. There was that type of an energy going on for many of them. Um, don't forget they'll be going through this ascension upgrade as well. Um, they don't want to be there. There's an aspect of them not wanting to be there, wanting to follow their own wishes. What are their own wishes? I've said this about Charles and his art, and Catherine not really wanting to be there. None of them wanting to really be there. But also as well, that High Priestess in reverse. It's very illusionary. The magic that they had, or the magic that we perceived that they had, isn't there anymore. It's gone. Um, and where they go from that is depending on their own internal world and the changes that need to be made. Um, there's also a feeling here that they kind of know they're not as relevant as they were back in the day. The day for me is the 80s and the 90s. Um, and the noughties, the early noughties. For you, it could be the 70s and the 60s, or whenever the Queen was alive, Elizabeth II. They know that they're not, for many people, they're not relevant. One of the things I noticed yesterday, and I told Gary about it, was he got out of the car, William, and there was every event they go to now, there's those men with the yellow signs, um, not my king, everywhere they go, and it's in their face. Many people love them, but they know that, their star isn't as bright as it was. So that's the Royals for you. Trust the niggle. What is niggling you? What is your niggling feeling trying to tell you? Inner temple devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. New earth leaders are going to have to tune into the portal of their heart. They're going to have healed their heartbreaks, to know how to channel their inner emperor, to know how to step into the king, to know how to channel the high priestess upright, to know how to be victorious in their lives. But yeah, there's a picture of Catherine when she first got out. I'm going to pull on it. And the royal family are very good at taking pictures when they all look tip top and happy and smiling, which I suppose we'd all be guilty of. But there's a particular picture of her as she gets out of the car, and she looked so sad. She looked so lost, and that sparkle that she had just doesn't seem to be there. Um, and then when she became aware of the camera, she changed. And I just thought, God. So let's put on Catherine. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, feeling depleted. Um, keep pulling. Sorry, keep shuffling. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Show me the energy of Catherine, Princess of Wales at the Commonwealth. In fact, I want to know what. Shall I pull on when she had that certain face on? No, just do it in general. Energy at the Commonwealth Games. Energy at the Commonwealth Games. Energy at the Commonwealth Games. King of Wands. Upright. Good. Queen of Cups. Upright at the bottom. Good. Family card in reverse. The Burden. Knight of Wands. Justice in reverse. 4, 5, 6. Heartbreak in reverse. High Priestess in reverse. 1, 4, 5, 6. I've got, how many cards have I got out? Can't count. 4, 5, 6, 7. Victory in reverse. Right. One more card and then we'll stop. And the pressure of royalty. Okay. It's the same as last one. She's feeling really depleted. Um, but with the King of Wands, she knows what's expected of her and she's trying her best to fulfill it. But her heart's at home. If you look, if you look at these, we obviously can't. Don't start triggering people about an overhead camera. She'll get a comment about an overhead camera. Anyway, the cards that I've got, I'll show you them. Even though my nails are doing my head in now, I can't pick out with these nails. King of Wands, I've got to do this. I know my job. My job. I'm going to get this done. Best power face on. Get my best suit on and get out there. Um, this is what we do. It's a structure. It's, I'm going to be future queen. But amongst all of this is justice in reverse. Is this it for me? Releasing heartbreak as well. She's going through a deep release. Card for Catherine, Princess of Wales at the Commonwealth Service. A card for Catherine at the Commonwealth Service. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? She needs to trust the niggle. Take a break again. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So if this was a personal message for Catherine, a personal reading, I'd be telling her to back off again. She needs to step down again. I mean, I wasn't even going to say step down. I was going to say have time off again. But does she actually need to step down? Do they need to have a conversation where they say, look, I can't do this anymore. My health means more to me. Again, coming back to holistics and what we know about cancer and what we know about health and stress and what we know about being in systems that don't encourage flow and happiness and heart-centered consciousness. Learn from Diana. Um, she's got to trust the niggle and step a break. She's got to step away. At least temporarily, sabbatical or something. Rich men can go on sabbaticals for up to 2 years, I've heard. But the thing is with a sabbatical as well, do you always want to come back afterwards? Anyway, sending love to Catherine. Okay. Right. That week's not been too bad, has it? Shall we have a quick look on Sky News before I go off and then we'll see how else that wants to come up? I know I'm not. Oh, if you want a reading on the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister of Canada, that is on GT Tarot. So I'm doing that on a joint channel with my husband. So you'll see other little, now and again through the week, I think I'll do a reading on that. It's about 10 or 20 minutes. I can't really do that on here because it's a different type of channel and not everybody wants to watch that kind of stuff all the time. And there's a set thing of content on here. But yeah, if you want to see that. So what we're looking at, Sky News. Also, as well, be mindful of the press winding people up. Thousands to lose jobs as PM abolishes NHS England. No return to austerity after NHS announcement. Yeah, we'll leave it now. I'm going to pull a card for people watching. So, humanity and those watching, a card for humanity and those watching, a card for humanity and those watching. Okay, thank you. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So, do what Catherine should be doing, or always trying to do. Rest. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, sent seed in the light, laying foundations, divine plan. That card again. So I'm doing this on a full moon, 13th, 14th of March. We're going through a lot of release and we'll possibly releasing right over the weekend and beyond for the next few weeks. So be gentle with yourself, be loving with yourself, take time for you, love you, respect you, nourish you. Step out of the 3D noise and chaos. Take yourself into nature, get yourself a cup of cacao, make yourself heartwarming soups and salads and all of that kind of stuff. And spend time with children, with pets, with people that light you up. Watch good things on YouTube like me. Read good books and do crafts, knit things, do cross stitch, paint, draw, colour, run, walk, go to the gym, do whatever you need to do to make you happy. The world is crumbling, the world is collapsing. Life as we know it is collapsing and it's going to be happening at a rate of knots. Buckle up, buttercup. Stay with us, keep smiling, and know that you chose to be here for a reason. Thanks for watching. Love to all. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you've liked this video, I do have a playlist called World News that you can go on. There's other playlists on the podcasts that I do, the channelings that I do. So you can work through the playlists of all the favourite things people like to watch on here. Thanks for watching. Love to all. Bye.